Oh, hold on, guys. I gotta watch the Ebenezer trailer.
Before he was
Oh God.
Ebenezer, or no, it was before he was Scrooge. He was Ebenezer.
Oh God.
That's what the poster says, I think.
I
Great.
saw he was walking around at Comic-Con in costume today.
Who was?
Johnny Depp, he was there.
Oh no, it's a Johnny Depp movie.
This trailer is funny. It's like he brought us Jack Sparrow, Edward Scissorhands, and the Mad Hatter. Great.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, that
Now,
one definitely made him a lot of money, but
sure.
Known as from Chocolate and Ed Wood.
After years of war, no one could stand between my men and home.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Rough Cut Retrospective, episode 301, a podcast that talks about movies, TV, pop culture, and odysseys while the world burns around us. I'm your host, Carter Sims, joined as always by my first co-host. He ate the sun god's cattle. It's Jackson Mahiran.
a face, a fleet, a war, a man.
You are that man.
Hello.
Hi, man. Joined also by our third co-host. He's returning to his disguise. It's Jeff Brown.
Damn, that was good. Damn.
Excellent.
He's back.
Excellent. Very good. Boys, we are here in our 300s now as we talk about a Sparta-esque 300 journey, the Odyssey. Poor segue, but we're here to talk about it. The Nolan's newest film. We will get into that shortly, but first, tell me something, boy.
Tell me something, boy.
I'll start with you, Jax. What have you been into this past week?
Yeah, not a ton of viewings. My dad was in town, so I was kind of showing him around, but I did show him Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie, which he really liked,
Still haven't seen
which
that.
was fun. Great. Totally recommend. I think we
Is
bought
that
it.
is it stream? Oh, okay. I was gonna ask if it was streaming.
I think
Okay.
you can rent it too. I think it's like rent for 10, buy
Okay.
for some. I don't know.
Okay.
We bought it. It's great. Really
Excellent.
fun rewatch. Then I also checked out Raising Arizona for the first time, which was really
Fun.
good.
Oh yeah.
Love a Cohen, love Nick Cage. I mean, come on, like it's got everything you want. Uh, Also checked out this movie the other day called Remarkably Bright Creatures, I think on Netflix.
Yup.
Um, it's cheap. Like I feel like Lauren and Steph would really like it. Just because it's kind of like a cheesy book adaptation with like a Sally Field and what Bill Pullman, whichever
Yeah,
one is the younger
Lewis.
one,
Mhm.
Lewis. It's definitely cheesy, but I was into it. Didn't love it, but like I
It was
liked it,
fine.
and
Yeah.
I think they'd like it. Um, and then besides that, we watched a season of Survivor like in a few days. Like we really burned through it. Survivor Redemption Island, which I think is Boston Rob's fourth appearance, maybe fifth appearance.
Dang.
Um, and it's great. He wins. He does like a perfect season of just, bringing the right people along. There's some crazy characters. It was fun. I enjoyed it.
Hell yeah.
That's basically been all that I've been into this week.
Very nice. Jeff, what about
Yeah.
you?
Couple new viewings. Also current on House of Dragon. Got to give my weekly plug.
Nice.
That
The
boy.
the ending of this most recent episode was bonkers. Um, but I watched most of 2001 and most of Lawrence of Arabia and fell
Wow.
asleep for both of them.
Because you got the new TV.
I got the new TV, got an OLED baby, so I had
Nice.
to fire those up.
But you
Both
didn't
look
finish them?
gorgeous. No, fell asleep both times for both of them, and
Are you
then
going
Washed.
back or?
I probably will because I've actually never finished either of them before.
You
And
watching
that's
all
those,
4 hours of it? That's of Lawrence of Arabia?
yeah.
Hell yeah.
I own it in like 4K UHD, so I was like, this
Nice.
is perfect. But yeah, I just like every time this is actually the second attempt I've made at it, and then like you just have to work so hard to get the momentum building in it that it just feels like work to try again. But it's such a blind spot in my filmography that I
Mhm.
kind of just have to do it.
Where else are you
So
gonna find brown face Alec Guinness, you know?
that's right. That's right.
Good stuff.
But I did finish two movies. One of them is Presumed Innocent, which is a little kind of legal crime thriller from the 90s with Harrison Ford. Really fun. Has kind of all my favorite It's got like a really good 90s piano score and like these melodramatic twists, and actually a pretty good twist at the very end that I did not see coming at all. He plays a lawyer who gets accused of a crime. It's very good.
I need to
Uh,
watch it because Lauren and I watched they did like a show with Jake Gyllenhaal, like on Apple
yes.
last year.
hmm
So I
hmm
watched that and I haven't seen the movie. So I wonder if it's the same and
I was wondering that
twist.
too, actually. When I went to log it, I remember that that project came out,
So I'll
and
have
it
to
sounds like
watch
a
it.
similar premise,
Yeah,
but
I'll have to check it out.
yeah, I don't want to ask if the spoilers are the same because then what if it's not? But
Tubi,
it's on Tubi. Tubi rips.
Tubi is the goat.
I like Tubi enough that I actually looked to see if I could pay for it because it's like they have a great selection, but it's ads.
Yeah,
And I'm like, this is good enough that I would pay for it, but you can't. So anyway.
yeah.
And then the other one I watched is there's this really fun Criterion collection right now. I think like collection on the Criterion channel, and I think maybe you started it, Carter, because I saw you watched Leave It to
Leave Her to
Heaven,
Heaven. Yeah,
which is good. I've seen that.
it
But
is good.
I watched another one in that same series called Niagara, which is just like a little thriller but the primarily star or like notably stars Marilyn Monroe. And
Oh,
it's in
yeah.
Technicolor, so it looks absolutely banging gorgeous. Like just it's set in Niagara Falls, so it's just like these really like sweet shots of the falls and like rainbows and all this stuff, really rich color. And that's all that's good about it. So otherwise, it's pretty thin. So, but yeah, that's
Fine.
it for me. What about you, Card?
Yeah, I checked out Leave Her to Heaven, as you mentioned, on the Criterion channel. That was fun. Just kind of a psychological thriller, about a woman who's jealous, of everything that this man has in his life. It was good stuff. I enjoyed it. And then I had a bunch of like, I've been watching some old stuff, but I had a lot of new stuff this week other than the Odyssey. I checked out Surat, which was an Oscar nominee last year. Not my favorite of the international features. It's pretty brutal, in terms of like what happens in the story. But it's entertaining and, not as deep or deeply layered as the other films of that crop. So that was fine though. There's honestly just a lot of just them dancing around, in like raves that I would care for. So
Mhm.
I know I got a little bored at times, honestly, but that was fine. Checked out Ready or Not 2, Here I Come. Fun, fine. I think those movies are entertaining and they have a good little premise at the heart. So I think the second one is just on par with the first one, honestly. Not a dip in quality, expands the lore. It was a fun time. Um, yeah, pretty good there. And then not on Jeff's recommendation, but I watched The Sheep Detectives. Lauren and I fired it up. I really enjoyed it. Lauren loved it. Lauren cried, of course. I get why it's not your bag, Jeff, because I do the who done it aspect is pretty weak. Uh,
hmm
like not even like I probably could have told you what was happening like the moment it happened and the moment certain characters got introduced. So yeah, but it's a vessel for something else that it's going for, which I enjoyed. But yeah, Lauren wept. Pretty good stuff there. And
CG in
yeah,
it's great.
yeah, the end's great. And it's hard for me to care about like, the live action animals that don't emote very much. But this one
Mhm.
worked in that regard. So that was good. But then the best watch of the week was The Invite.
Mm.
I went with Davey and Lauren. Second time for Davey. He went with us
Oh,
twice.
nice.
It's probably my second favorite movie of the year now. We're gonna talk
Damn.
about my first one currently now, but yeah, this was really good. It like does not let up for a second. It's so funny. It gets at the heart of something, about relationships and powerful, but like it just goes and goes. It's like watching. It's like the quick dialogue. Like it feels like everyone's also like, it feels like Seth Rogen's just improvising every line.
Mhm.
It's really good stuff. I highly recommend. Everyone is really really good in it. I'm pretty sure it'll get a screenplay nom.
Cool.
Just really excellent. I'd highly recommend if you can go check it out. And yeah, and then other than that, I've been thinking about the Odyssey a lot. So let's dive in to That's Just Your Opinion, Man.
Yeah, Well, that's just like your opinion, man.
And we're reviewing The Odyssey, written and directed by Christopher Nolan. This is his 13th feature film, obviously based on Homer's epic poem, The Odyssey. Did you guys read the? I know we did, Jackson. I think we read
Yeah.
The Odyssey. Did you read The Odyssey, Jeff?
No, no,
Okay,
I didn't.
cool, cool, cool. I'm sure you
He read the Bible though,
same thing.
basically
Yeah,
the
I'm
same.
here.
yeah,
I'm Catholic. I don't have to,
yeah.
but I've heard it here and there.
That tracks. That tracks. In case you don't know, the Odyssey is about Odysseus. He is the Greek king of Ithaca, and he undergoes a long, perilous journey home after the Trojan War and encounters mythical beings as he attempts to reunite with his wife and son. Starring a lot of people: Matt Damon, Tom Holland, Anne Hathaway, Robert Pattinson, Hamish Patel, John Leguizamo, Charlize Theron, Corey Hawkins, Elliot Page, Mia Goth, Benny Safdie, Lupita Nyong'o, John Bernthal, Zendaya, Samantha Morton, Bill Irwin, James Remar, and Travis Scott, who kind of bookends the movie, which is hilarious, and I love it. Um, fun fact, I don't know if you guys knew this, but Nolan was actually previously attached to direct Troy 22 years ago.
Oh.
The 2004 movie, like with like Orlando Bloom and Eric Bana and all these
Mhm.
people. And he actually thought he was in a little over his head, so he passed on Troy and made Batman Begins instead. Um, and then as 20 years went on, he felt he was qualified to kind of adapt it finally, and then he did it. So probably for the best. I think we got the best end of that. So boys, I guess we'll start here because a lot of people have been talking about like the theatrical experience because like this
Hmm.
is like an amazing theatrical experience. So how did you guys watch the movie? What was your theater like, Jax? I'll start with you. Did you go to your micro cinema or did you go to
No,
a big theater?
didn't play at the micro cinema, so I was torn between two theaters, and ultimately we were gonna go to my one preferred, which has like the closest thing to an IMAX.
Uh-huh.
Um, but it was like that day was like $5 Mondays, and like all but like the front rows were taken. So we're like, okay, well let's go to the other cinema instead because it'll probably be less packed because their $5 deal is on Tuesdays. We're like, we'll probably beat the crowd. And it was still just the most packed
Yeah.
it's been in a minute, which is really fun. We got there early, which was nice. We got good seats and stuff. But as far as theater experience goes, it was great. Like I had a great time watching it. It obviously felt a little bit longer towards the end. It's a long movie. It's the Odyssey. It's going to be
Odyssey.
long.
Yeah.
But I was locked in the whole time. I had a great time watching it.
Hell yeah. Jeff, what about you?
Yeah, no, I saw it at my usual theater in Imagine here. Yeah, I'm in Indy. They have what's called EMX. I really don't know the technical difference between that and IMAX other than branding. I don't know if it's they inherited a theater that had an IMAX screen, and so I don't know if they just like have a projector that fits the size of the screen, but it doesn't actually like
Hmm.
maybe it's digital. I have no idea. Either way,
Yeah.
it was EMX. Yeah, and it was awesome. Packed. It was the theater I think might have been sold out. Um, but it was kind of weird, like going into the theater, it was kind of dead. Like usually
Hmm.
there's like buzz and like people in the lobby and stuff.
Mhm.
But I was like, oh shit, like is this not gonna do as well? And then by the time the movie started rolling, it was full. So, but yeah, the thunderously loud, super large. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Did you go by yourself?
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
Nice.
yeah.
Yeah, I'll
I
probably be
liked it.
going by myself once or twice more. So Lauren and I went. I got her to go. Like, she was actually interested to go. And it was fun. And we were
That's
talking
wild.
about it in our group chat how I was like, "So did you read the Odyssey?" So she didn't read the Odyssey because of, her private school was showing a little bit. But yeah, we were talking about it, and then I blew her mind that like the origin of the word Odyssey like is this like this is
Yeah.
the title is Odyssey. That's where it comes like, and I was explaining to her like mentor is from this, like that's a mentor, like whoa. Anyway, that was fun. Got her in there, she liked it. She did say, did it have to be that long? And I was like, Lauren, it's the Odyssey. So mileage may vary there, but yeah, it was awesome. We went at like noon on a Sunday, full theater. Like I don't know what they're doing in Indy or Vermont, but they're showing like there's 7 a.m. showings, there's 2
Oh
a.m.
yeah.
That's
showings, and
awesome.
and they're like full, like people are
Yeah.
going, which is awesome. Where were you guys at with Nolan going in? I know we've talked about Oppenheimer on the pod, obviously, but Jeff, where were you at going in terms of how you were feeling about it? You're anticipating it. Did you have Nolan had goodwill with you? I assume. Were you feeling like you would be let down? Where were you kind of at when you were going in?
No, what? No, not at all. Yeah, I mean, Nolan to me is like it's like him and Villeneuve are the two that I consider to be the greats of like the next generation of filmmakers. And so like I would I would watch a Christopher Nolan Sherwin-Williams commercial. You know what I mean? Like it really doesn't matter. And so yeah, my expectations couldn't have been higher. Like just given the momentum off of Oppenheimer, the goodwill of like this project and the cast and everything that we knew about the production.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, my expectations were unfair. Yeah, like it was, I couldn't have been more excited.
Jax, would you say they met your expectations when you went in after in
Yeah,
hindsight?
yeah, and I had pretty high expectations also. Just going, I mean, like Nolan's probably one of our favorite working directors, just between our age and demographic
Yeah.
For
of
sure.
people. He's not for everybody mainstream, but I feel like Oppenheimer gained him a lot of mainstream credibility as far as like with the Barbenheimer, like people were enjoying both, and it was kind of bringing in maybe because of Barbenheimer, like people who wouldn't traditionally go and sit in his theaters and stuff. So like obviously he had
Right.
a lot of goodwill going into it. And it's just kind of interesting because this feels like a genre or like a subgenre of like, the sword and sandal movie isn't something we've had in a long time for mainstream stream audiences. So like in that way, I was really fascinated just of like, wow, he's really trying something big and different from what audiences are used to. So um I had high and cautious expectations and I was really satisfied with it.
Yeah, it's an interesting point about your sword and sandals thing because like even when people try it, it doesn't feel like it's a big spectacle. I feel like we were all very hyped for like
Mhm.
Gladiator 2,
Sure.
and I think
Mhm.
mileage varied tremendously there, honestly. Um, but like walking out of this, to your point, Jeff, what you said about Denis, I mean, like who else is doing this at this level? I mean, when you're sitting there and you're watching it, the scope, the scale, doing it mostly like practically,
Hmm.
like it literally is like we're watching like modern day. You mentioned it, Jeff, like Lawrence of Arabia or like Ben-Hur. Like it's so sweeping, and I just was blown away by it. Like it just like this and Dune are just like feel like I don't know, just feel like just a step above everything
Hmm.
else and just feel special. I don't know if you guys felt that even when you were sitting there in the theater in the moment watching it. We were just like, man, who is doing this
No,
nowadays?
100%, especially anytime they would do a wide shot of the boat out at sea. You like you just know like you just know it's a real boat out on the sea, and you just start spinning your wheels of like how the hell did they pull that off? And then you start plugging in all the stories of all the actors who were like every day on set was the hardest day of my life, and then you just like you instantly start being able to feel that even as a viewer. Yeah, and then even the stuff that was CG, I'm assuming we're talking spoilers here, but like
Yeah.
the Cyclops.
Hmm.
Like obviously that's CG to an extent, but it looked so real and practical. Like it was some of the best CG I'd ever seen too. And so it's just like like just an insane, shocking feat of cinema
Hmm.
that I don't even know if he could top if he tried.
But yeah, even those kind of set pieces, like even the Cyclops scene in particular, like they used a puppet for like performance and everything and where to place it. And then they used Bill Irwin doing some of the
Hmm.
performance work. Um, and then obviously combining that and making it look very realistic and like lived in because like they were acting against something when they were in there. Um,
Yeah.
just incredible set pieces again about the practicality, like everything you mentioned,
Hmm.
like when they're on the boat, you're like they are in the ocean. This they are it is 3,000 years ago, and you
Yeah.
just believe that they're going through it, and that is a testament to the set pieces and the cast that they've assembled here, the
Hmm.
superstar cast.
Yeah.
We can talk about certain performances, but yeah, Jax, do you kind of feel the same way about the the set pieces. Like there's so many to talk about and name. But yeah, what are your thoughts on
Yeah,
that?
I mean, in my review, I talked about how any other director, if they had one of these scenes, it would be career defining. And I don't even think any of these scenes are career defining for Nolan. Like that just goes to show like how
Expected.
much stuff he has under his belt.
Yeah.
And I gotta give him credit too for like if you like he's a guy who loves to get crazy with editing, and I think for the most part he really like controlled himself in that way, and like it was for a story that is one of the oldest stories ever and a really long story. Like if you gave this to 10 different directors, I think you'd have a lot of different variations of
Sure.
this story.
Yeah.
And like I really like the angles that he chose to tackle. Like obviously like it's kind of a little bit reheated nachos of Oppenheimer themes with like the I've changed the world for the worst. What have I done? This is guilt that I have to carry forever.
Sure.
I think they introduced it in a way that like you weren't thinking of that the whole time. Like it wasn't like something that was kind of like looming over the movie the entire time. Like it felt very unique um and different in how it executed that. And yeah, I'm just really satisfied with it. Like I'd love to go into individual set pieces and stuff, but like I think he chose to cut the right stuff from the source material and like omit some stuff and change some stuff around. And yeah, I think he made some really good choices in this.
Yeah, I think the editing that you touched on is the way they choose to kind of tell the story through like obviously Nolan loves to like do funky things with time in all his movies, and I think
Hmm.
he does it here in an effective way where they tell the story through recollection of people remembering the conquests. You remember through
Hmm.
Odysseus, and then you remember through Menelaus and through Agamemnon and through Penelope, like all the editing decisions to kind of stay on certain moments very briefly and not show the full picture. And like you see something
Hmm.
in the first hour that comes back in such a great way to pan out in like the second hour of
Yeah.
like him like, stringing his bow and like pulling it back to like warn his enemies and all this stuff. Even there's just so many good moments where like that was a callback
Hmm.
from earlier. And then a scene in particular, we'll get to the ending and kind of the thesis of the movie where like it's a totally different perspective of what we saw earlier, where we were like, hell yeah, this moment is awesome. And then it kind of is told in a different perspective of like carnage and destruction. Um,
Hmm.
like the Trojan War siege, which we can talk about like set pieces and stuff. But like the first time you see that when they come out of the Trojan horse, you're like hell yeah, this is like Saving Private Ryan shit. And then you see that in the latter half of the movie where it's like, oh, actually, this is like the burden that Odysseus carries, which I thought was such a cool
Hmm.
way to adapt the story because that's not really the message of the Odyssey, really. Like, I don't think that is really the takeaway of the Odyssey, um, other than just being an epic hero's journey, which is,
Yeah, I feel like his hero's shame is more so at the end of the Odyssey when he kills all of the suitors. Like that's kind of more
right.
how it's set up to be. I've been talking about, I haven't read it in a long time, but I've been talking about it a lot lately. Like they chose at one point, Odysseus's wife like has like this tree growing in like their matrimonial bed or something. So like it's like part of the trick question to like see if a suitor could move, like just to know if it's him, basically.
Uh-huh.
And I think they do that really well by changing it to this pendant, because like then it becomes this really interesting like symbolic relationship with Athena and his wife and his home, and like I don't know. I feel like they really tied that stuff really well together, especially when you learn that Zendaya, like Athena's Zendaya, or Zendaya's Athena, is also the face of this woman who was brutalized in front of him on the siege of Troy, and like what that represents with his guilt and also his guilt to going home. And I feel like they really tied those themes together well that like wouldn't normally be picked up on, or and like they changed some stuff around that I think really elevated those ideas.
Was the point of Zendaya being a person who was slain like in front of him? Wasn't I mean, as someone who hasn't read it, wasn't that, and maybe this is what you're saying, but like the whole thing about Zeus's law of like you never know who's going to be a god, and like
It's kind of
he let that girl who was a god, like he let that happen.
Or
Like,
or
And
not
I
necessarily. I think it's either she was like she could have been that, or she turned into that to like kind of be this torturous kind
I
of
could,
experience
yeah,
for him.
Yeah, I think
I
it's
can see
meant to
that.
be
Or
vague to
yeah,
interpret it
it's
however
vague.
you
Yeah.
you want. Like, is that then just who he sees,
Or
Athena?
is
Because
he
it
even
represents
seeing
his
her at all?
guilt,
Like, could this
not,
be like a
yeah,
symbol of someone
Mm,
who he thinks like he might, for all we know, he's not literally seeing Athena. Like, this could just be like a
his guilt.
ghost of his past that's
Yeah.
haunting him. Like, it doesn't necessarily, or it could actually be Athena who is then playing into that, or it was Athena the whole time, depending on how
yeah.
you want to read it, you know?
It's just
Okay.
it's just such a I just was so impressed with the way that they made it so contemporary uh to be so like for this maybe what some people don't like about the movie or like what like chuds on the internet are complaining about of like people saying like Robert Pattinson being like where's your daddy or like Elliot Page saying like add some stuff, like they're saying words like mom and dad and stuff and things like that, but I think that's very even like everyone's doing just like a blanket American accents, right? I think it's
Yeah.
all very intentional to kind of set it in this contemporary space of like Nolan getting at something that like that is very much very prescient right now, which is like the destruction of civilization. Like, why does civilization fall? Because we break the golden rule, and we like
Hmm.
that is just mainly what he's focused on, like this sacred moral code of being hospitable, like welcoming your neighbors and like not betraying them. And from the moment like they're in the Trojan horse and like, that's a gift and they're going in and they, betray the very thing, the very foundation. And I think that's just really, really a very clever read on all of it. I just thought it was framed so well. Like Odysseus believes in this, betrays it like time and time again. Like they go into the Cyclops cave and they poke his eye out, and then they, run away like Jack Sparrow in Dead Man's Chest from every island that they're on, which is
Yeah.
hilarious. But I just thought that was just a really cool recontextualization. And then, Nolan can't help himself in the end and like has to really, beat you over the head with it and tell you like exactly what he was going for at the very end, which,
Hmm.
I don't mind. I never mind that. Even in Oppenheimer, where it's like, I think like I don't even remember what the final line in Oppenheimer is, but where he very literalizes like, this is what I was trying to get at the whole movie.
Yeah.
And I don't mind it. It's probably a critique of some people where he's like, civilization will fall, but we will rebuild is pretty much what the end is. But man, that just works on me.
Hey
When
man,
I
I
sit through
mean,
three
it's
hours,
prescient. Like
works.
it's not something that's constantly in our minds all the time too. Like
No,
I have no problem with ham-fisted over the head message if the message is
bad.
good.
Yeah,
Like we should be better. Yeah, we should.
yeah. I don't mind that at all. Um, and yeah, any other set pieces? I mean, there's
Oh my God. I mean, there's
plenty of
so
set
many.
pieces, but were you guys scared in the
Yeah.
Cyclops scene? Like, was that like you were like,
Yes.
damn, yeah,
I was horrified. I thought, yeah, Jeff, I feel like you're more of like the anti-horror guy of the group, but I was jump scared a lot in this movie between
yeah,
like the sound design, like when Elliot Page just gets speared and it's for me it was really loud in our theater for that.
yeah. They cranked that up. Mhm.
Maybe to a fault, I don't know, not to say that like, not to be immersed, but sometimes I felt like it was like a little too loud for my
Lauren
own
plugged her
personal
ears at one
tastes.
point. Yeah, a
Yeah, I mean like
couple
when the
times.
Cyclops roars, I feel like that's like
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
literally like guttural and terrifying and also maybe just a little bit too loud for me. Um
You never know how that's like calibrated in the theater though.
yeah. Yeah,
Like,
exactly. Like I can't actually like put too much like who knows.
yeah.
I didn't
Because I
see
had
it
that
in one of the
experience in
seven
Sinners
theaters.
too. The like main song
Hmm.
thing like was splitting my ears. So I've always wondered if that's how it was supposed to sound. But anyway, sorry, I think I interrupted you talking about the Cyclops.
I mean that was one of my favorite set pieces. It's like one of the earlier ones too, but like
sets
just
the
such a
tone
classic. I feel like it's like one of the things you definitely remember from reading it. Like it's just such a visceral, like you're
for
stuck
sure.
in a cave and there's this giant monster who's like eating you alive. And in this, like, I don't think he was as aware of them. Like it was more so like he was just kind of grabbing them in happenstance. Like he couldn't see super well, it seemed like.
Yeah,
But like the eye poking scene, I think in the story originally, like the Cyclops like speaks with them more and like they trick him with wine. And I think at
Yeah.
one point, like whenever they ask for his name, he says like Odysseus says nobody, so that like nobody understands whenever he's like saying like nobody hurt me, like no one
No
can
man.
trace it back to him and whatever.
Hmm.
Um, but
That
yeah,
would have been cool.
it was terrifying. We took an edible just because it was a 3 hour
Oh
movie,
God.
and it kicked in as they entered the Cyclops cave, and I my heart was racing, and it was so
Scary.
scary. It was so scary. I loved it. It was a great scene.
And even that, like, there's like true horror moments, like all the stuff with Cersei,
Hmm.
all of that,
That
like
was really fun.
practical, like, monster movie making of like turning these men into pigs. And like, it's like
Yeah.
transformation scenes that you'll see in like werewolf movies or vampire movies. Like, it's like, that's some really cool stuff. And there was another moment where
And
Laura,
also they uniquely like shaped it to where like they were like clay and she was like physically
so
molding
cool.
them.
It was
I
so
thought
cool.
that
Really
was
cool.
so cool. I've never
Really
seen
cool.
anything like that before.
Yeah, that
Clayface is probably
was,
pissed,
She
but
seems to have the most like awards buzz coming out of the movie of like actual contention possibility. Samantha
oh, you
Morton.
think so? Oh, that's fun.
That's
that
what
would be
people.
cool.
That's
That would
kind
be
of the
very
cast.
much, it would be very much like an Amy Madigan kind of thing. I mean, the Odyssey's
She
not
had
gonna
such
get
little
one
screen time, but that would
nomination.
be cool. For
Yeah,
me, Leguizamo is kind of the one I kind of hope gets a sneaky
He was
nom
he
because
didn't
I
fun.
work
re
for me.
really, oh, I really liked him in
Will said
this.
the same thing. He was texting me about it. He said Leguizamo didn't work on him either. What was it? Is it just kind of black licorice to you? Is it just Sid the Sloth on screen, or what is it?
A little, and it's also it's a little Sid the Sloth. It's a little Spawn.
Oh
Like,
no, not
Oh
Spawn.
no.
like I respect him as an actor, no
Yeah,
doubt. But like, I every time he was on screen, I was going, "Oh, that's John Leguizamo."
fair.
I loved it. I don't know. I was really
His
digging his
character
performance.
worked. His
Yeah,
character worked. But yeah, I don't know.
fair
Yeah,
enough.
that worked. I mean, yeah, the Samantha Morton was great. We can talk about more of the
Hmm.
of the cast and stuff, but I also thought just like sailing into hell, that whole sequence was
Hmm.
That was my
unbelievable.
favorite part of the movie.
Really
Yeah.
restrained too for like what you could do with like a set piece like that. Like I feel like that would be like the big set piece for a lot of people, like trying to adapt a story like this. I
Mhm.
thought Elliot Page had a fantastic moment, like during like
Yeah.
the resurrection, like honestly, like I wasn't too into their early performance going in. I was like, oh, this is kind of rough. But the second like they were dead and like doing that crazy monologue, I was so into it. I really, really liked their performance.
Well, they're
That was
kind
by
of
far my
the
favorite part of the Sorry, go ahead, Carter.
no, I was just gonna say Elliot Page, they're kind of the linchpin of the movie. It like kind of
Hmm.
starts with
Yeah.
Odysseus
Hmm.
misleading what is it, Cinna, right? Is Cinna the character name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Odysseus misleading Cinna, and that becomes kind of the spark that clarifies the doubt in his mind. And like that's where it comes to fruition when they're in hell and talking to Tiresias.
Hmm.
That stuff is great. And then you get to see Benny Safdie not aura farming anymore, which is an amazing moment as well. That's just Benny Safdie, and they made him look
The
intimidating.
scariest looking guy.
Yeah, which is just great stuff. Yeah, that scene is amazing. One
The
and done.
costume design of Agamemnon is stupid cool.
Listen, I don't
Like,
care if it's not
The vertebrae
accurate.
chain off the helmet is
it's
so
so
sick.
sick.
I do not care at all that it's not whatever
Yeah, who gives a
accurate
fuck?
to
If
the
you
costume.
want
No.
realism, watch Robert Eggers' Werewolf this fall,
Watch Elon
winter.
Musk's AI accurate
Yeah.
Odyssey movie that's coming out later.
Okay, yeah, I feel like we have to talk about like as just like the cultural moment too of like all the right-wing hate for Oppenheimer like before it came out of just being like there's a black woman in this, that's ridiculous.
No
Also
Greek
there's a
actors.
trans man is playing they kept
Achilles.
thinking Achilles,
Achilles, yeah.
which is more in the Iliad, which I could see maybe why you would think that, but like it's not the Iliad. Also,
No.
I think there's like a pretty strong argument for like a trans reading of Achilles actually. But again, besides the point, they didn't end up playing Achilles.
Yeah, and again, I saw a tweet that was like, just in response to that, it was like Austin is further than Dallas than Greece is to Africa. Like, why is it so out of the question that there would be black people in this film
Yeah.
or in this time setting?
Hmm.
ridiculous.
But
It's also a work of fiction, so who gives a fuck?
yeah, it's also not real. Like,
Yeah.
get over it.
Like, I don't
There's
care
a
that the
giant
giants that
cyclops.
were running around on the island like aren't accurate
Well,
in your
truthfully,
interpretation of what they are.
I think part of it is like I think some of the fan base goes, "Oh, this is an old Sword and Sandals movie. This must be like a real event." Like I genuinely don't think they were smart enough to think, "Oh, this is like a fictionalized story." Like I
Story.
don't know. Like I feel like people are just latching on to hate.
Well,
But
they probably enjoy the interpretation of like that it's biblical in some ways. Like they try to draw those
Mhm.
lines and they just take, they pick and choose what they like from it. And it's
Yeah, then like some people were like, "Oh, the helmets are not accurate. They should be like lame leather helmets that like nobody." It's just like okay, like that's not
Cool.
what
great.
people really want.
Jesus wasn't white, but you'll watch
Yeah,
Jim
that's all we
Caviezel
care
carry
about.
that cross. Crazy.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like every single moment. I don't know how you guys felt. Like, did you feel it? You lost steam whenever you returned to like Tom Holland riding around, or like going back to Ithaca at
Yep.
all? Did you feel? Did you kind of feel that a little bit? Okay. We just wanted to stay
Yeah.
with Matthias.
Yeah. And I gave the movie 4 stars. And this is partly
That's why.
why. Yeah, like I didn't like the way they framed the beginning of like how it starts on that storyline and kind of throws you in into the deep end of trying to understand the dynamics at play. And like it all just moves really quickly on that end. And it felt like the pacing of it was middle of the movie pacing, just in terms of like how, like the editing of it and how things were moving. And I just like I kind of started the movie off like this isn't as good as I was hoping it would be. And then when it cuts to Odysseus, it kind of slows down and takes its time and it ramps up appropriately. And so a lot of the stuff with Tom Holland, I kind of was like feeling resentful about that anyway. And then I didn't love like I just think that and I get that that's part of like the story and the whole like tradition and all this stuff of like the suitors and the who's going to marry, but I just didn't think it was very interesting. Like I didn't I just
Yeah.
didn't find it very compelling at all.
It's
And
like
I thought
the
Anne Hathaway's performance wasn't as good as I was hoping to. So
it's like
Oh,
the
I thought she had a great moment though, where I agree. I feel like the intro stuff, like the dialogue kind of felt like, okay, we're trying to get people up to speed with some stuff.
yeah,
And when you're not used to like how they're doing their accents and or lack thereof, and like
yeah.
I feel like that kind of takes you out of it a little bit. Um, and honestly, Tom Holland's giving one of his better performances, but I think
yeah,
everyone else is just kind of out acting him, unfortunately. Like it is for me, I'm like, wow, that's really Tom Holland. Like I'm just looking at Tom Holland the whole time.
Yeah.
I thought Anne Hathaway sold me though. She gives some really
okay,
good
She had one
monologues.
or two good moments for sure. But yeah, I think that I mean it's hard because that part of the movie is essential too. Just because you need it because you need to see, oh, this is what Odysseus used to believe, or what he like. We need to let everyone in, all these suitors, like, and they start getting taken advantage of too. So on that side, that's betraying the golden rule as well, or Zeus's,
I think it's
Hulu.
yeah. I think it's smart too because he's been gone for 10 years at war. So like I think and like Tom Holland never grew up with him. So I think to like kind of start with our the yearning of him and kind of feeling his absence from the beginning, I think is probably the smarter way to go about it. Like if
Yeah,
we open with Odysseus and then go back to them being like, man, I wish Odysseus was here. It's like I don't think it would hit the same because like I don't think
it
because I
helps
think
the
it makes you
payoff in the
focus
end.
more on the time apart. Yeah.
It for sure helps
Yeah.
that because yeah, you do feel the longing, and then man, that fight like the final 45 minutes just is just pure like oh shit, no one knows who that is, but we do. Like all that stuff just man, that just works, and it's just so simple. And Robert Pattinson is like hamming it up so hard as this villain who's like, yeah, I'm gonna marry
hmm
your girl and take this all over, and man, he's just so good. And then calling
And
for the
it wasn't
speed.
until like the connection of Elliot Page and like he took like he paid them to like take his place in the war and like was actually a coward and like all this. I thought that like really tied his character together towards the end.
Yeah, that
And I was really and
was
I liked Nolan loves his little like literal tokens of symbolism that
hmm
loves a
he does through
token.
the movie. And that was a great one. I thought that was really good.
We haven't even talked about Matt Damon. Um, and this is like unbelievable stuff from him. He's so
Mhm.
good.
Yeah.
His physicality, his emotion, like his intensity, him and just the siren scene alone, where
Hmm.
he like has tied
Yeah.
himself and he's forcing himself to listen to the sirens. Um, and him like,
Yeah, I forgot about that.
and
It's
again,
awesome.
this is, Nolan literalizing things and putting it right out there, but the way he describes what the siren sound was is just
Hmm.
like, that's just great dialogue and great delivery from him. And I think he just does really well playing just like a man who can't reckon with what he's done throughout the movie.
It's
And
also, yeah. Also, just like another great example of him being really restrained. Like, I feel like most people would not
for sure.
like block the audience from hearing the music and like wouldn't show the sirens like really far away on the cliffside. Like, I feel like more people would be more direct with that scene. And I think he did a really smart choice to kind of make it more about what we didn't hear and how he interpreted things.
Oh
And
yeah,
I thought
people
that
would
was
be
pretty
like,
cool.
"Why isn't Sydney Sweeney in this scene?" It would be so people are clamoring for that. But yeah, I just love like just that you can tell as you go through, like he himself doesn't know he doesn't want to go home, and then when he realizes it, he's like, "Should I go home?" Like it really is like him trying to come to terms with what he's done, and should he show his face to the people that he loves. I thought just so good
Hmm.
the way that he uses that. So I thought he was great. I also thought Hamish Patel was really good as kind of his
Yeah.
second in command, kind of the audience surrogate for a lot of the movie too, where it's like, what the hell is this guy doing? Like I enjoyed him
Hmm.
Mhm.
as well. What are some other?
Yeah, really quick, going off of him too, like
Yeah,
he's the guy in, I was like, I know he's familiar. He's obviously the guy in Yesterday that's kind of like a memed movie, but
yeah.
he's also in this show that I loved called Station 11. It was a mini series. I've talked about it on the pod before, and he is a character I've literally cried over on TV. And he's great. He's really fun. So I was really surprised to see him, and I thought he did really well in it.
Yeah, he's great. Another Nolan former collab. He was in Tenet, former collaborator
Mhm.
with Nolan, so also fun. Yeah, a lot of former collabs and a lot of new collabs. Are there anyone we
Is
haven't?
there a former, I was gonna say, is there a former you wish would have been in this?
Michael Caine,
True. I mean, yeah, he's done though, right? I think he's
He's
just
done. Yeah,
officially
I
retired.
think they said this
No,
was the
he's coming back
first.
for Triple X or something, right?
Oh, for Vin Diesel's. Yeah,
For Triple X, he's
No,
coming
it's
Riddick
not
or
back?
Triple X, but it's
something.
something like that. Riddick, maybe?
Riddick or Witch Hunter or something. One of those Vin Diesel
Yeah.
What? Was
movies,
he in them before?
I guess.
Yeah, I
But
think
also,
so.
Okay.
he and Vin Diesel are like weirdly really good friends somehow. I guess. Not sure how
Hmm.
or why that happened, but it is. But who am I to judge? But I think this is the first like collab since the Dark Knight that there's no Dark Knight like actors in a Nolan movie. So I
Hmm.
like that he's spreading his horizons. I think Gary Oldman would have been good. Obviously,
Ooh, that's a fun
I'm
one.
sure Christian Bale was approached. Maybe I don't know. Odysseus. I mean, he'd be a pretty good Odysseus, but that changes
I
the
think he
framework of the
was.
movie, right? Because
Yeah.
because then it's British, and then everyone's probably doing British, and then I just think that changes the way the movie's positioned. Frankly, it might
Hmm.
just be the tone of it, the language of it, the way they talk is completely different. So I thought Damon was a great choice, and now it's a meme that it's like there's a whole genre of movies of Matt Damon trying to get home, which is fun and
And I
hilarious.
mean, literally, and I mean, like, obviously, like, Britain still has like the context of colonization and creating a lot of problems in the world and like kind of being originators of that.
Yeah,
So it'd still be there, but I feel like the focus is more on what America is doing around the world right now and like how we're kind of responsible for eroding, decency. So I think it works a little bit more with what they're going for in this.
I agree. Yeah, I think that's at the heart of what it is. I mean, because like
Hmm.
Nolan up and moved back to the UK after
Hmm.
Trump got elected, right? Or either the first or the second time, I can't remember, but it was a whole thing. So he's clearly commenting on that, obviously. Um, that's just really good stuff. Any other scenes I mean, there's just so
The
many.
Giants is awesome.
Oh yeah, like
The
the practicality of casting these 7 foot guys and then like putting like a 4 foot woman like in the armor and like filming that
Oh, is that
practically.
Damon's stunt double that people were talking
Mhm.
about?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
fun.
which is
Very
just
Peter Jackson.
Cool.
very
For I
Peter.
love forced perspective stuff. That's
Yeah,
so fun.
that stuff worked. Again, the Siege of Troy, like even all the like the stuff in the Trojan Horse when John Bernthal's kind of
So
recollecting,
brutal.
that stuff yeah, like the guys drowning in there and like
In my
all
head, I feel like it's always depicted as someone wheeling up like a horse on wheels, and then they
yeah.
all get in it, and then like it's literally at the front gate. Like to see them like haul it like so far, like I
Hmm.
don't know how long
Off
that
the
took. I imagine it
beach.
took forever, and it's hot, and people are drowning. Like it seems brutal. Like that
And then
seems
they
like easily
s-
one of the worst things.
and then they start stabbing it like that just to see that nothing's in it. That is just such good stuff. Then the whole Siege of Troy is just like unbelievable. Like
Hmm.
that stuff, even the first part, yes, where you're like, hell yeah, let's go. And then, when you start seeing like the actual ramifications of what they did, that stuff is just so
Hmm.
powerful. I thought that was just such a great and just a great button on the end of the movie. The final shot's
Yeah.
just like the head of Athena's statue laying on the ground is
Hmm.
Hmm.
that's good stuff.
Which I think in the original story, like it's something Athena wants to happen. Like they want the head, like the statue to be taken down so that like that they'll lose, like they won't have their protection. Like it is something that's like more
Yeah,
permissible in the story, but like the metaphor there I think was better overall with how they decided to go about it.
yeah. What'd you think of the Calypso stuff? Charlize Theron? Did you
Hmm.
like
It's
that any other
cool.
way? Yeah, she's pretty good.
Yeah,
I liked all that.
no problems there. I think it is kind of what because he's there for like 7 years or something. Like it's a big part of why he's gone. Or maybe it's not 7 years, maybe it's like a
No,
few
I
years.
think it is 7 years he's there. I mean, they have a lot of sex in the book. I mean,
Yeah, 7 years.
he also gets down with Cersei too, which they don't, get
Hmm.
into in the movie. But that's the thing. That's the thing that they kind of changed about Odysseus as a character is like that dude's kind of a charmer and kind of a sleaze in the poem.
Hmm.
Like he's like not the most loyal, and I think that they frame it well in this, where like we are following him as a hero until we learn that it's a tragic hero put
Hmm.
in with purpose. But I think that all works really well.
Yeah, they try to make him like a family man for the most
Yes,
part.
which is good. I mean, again, it's an adaptation, so
Yeah.
if you have a problem with it, kick rocks, honestly. But are there any
We
other
haven't.
little pe
I mean, I think just like the climax when they're in kind of the locked room and he just goes fucking ham and
he
kills
goes
30
John
people is
Wick. Yeah,
great
that's
stuff.
and the hole in the ceiling is hilarious. Like dropping
Just throwing shit down. Yeah.
Robert
Hmm.
I
Pattinson being
actually
like,
did
sweet.
have a question I wanted to bring to you guys because I feel like they set up this moment with Tom Holland when he's training and it's like you have to open yourself up and like almost like seem vulnerable to then like take
Uh-huh.
advantage of that opportunity. And I was kind of waiting for him to have that moment in the fight, and I feel like it
Same.
didn't really happen. And
Hmm.
also, like, I felt like thematically, maybe it was gonna like maybe come into more play, or at least more obviously come into play. And I also didn't really catch that kind of coming into play. Like, did you guys
I had the same
find a way
thought
for
that
that to work,
he was gonna enter in or maybe even save Odysseus at a moment. And yeah,
or even
it
if he
never
didn't,
gets
maybe it
payoff.
would just be like advice that was paid off to Odysseus before, and like he had to open himself I don't know, like
Emotionally, yeah.
yeah, like nothing really like that didn't really fully come into fruition for me,
Hmm.
and I kind of wished it would have.
Yeah, I'd agree. I'd agree there. They're definitely setting, and for a movie that's so good at like setting the table at all
Hmm.
these moments, like even starting with the dog, right, and then like
The dog is a great motif.
the bookends of that are really great because like, he
Hmm.
immediately dies when Odysseus comes back and pets him like
And it
that.
makes you think that that's what Odysseus is going to do at the end. Like after he fights all these people, like it's like, wow, he's literally symbolically the dog of like just holding out until he
Till he gets
sees
home.
them and then he
Yeah,
dies. Um, which is pretty cool.
but no, he's got to sail west. Is that
Sail
what he does?
West.
Sail west to
Hmm.
good stuff. Yeah, are there any other performances we've missed or anything like that? Any other people? I think that's pretty much. I mean, Lupita Nyong'o. Like, if you have a problem with that, I'm sorry. She's
It's more
beautiful, and
so, well, I think some people were like, man, I wish she was in it more. And it's like, I think that's kind of the point.
it's
She's
kind of
like
the
this
point.
symbolic trophy of this horrible thing. Like, I don't like, it would have been cool to see her act more because she's like a really good actor. But
Yeah, I think that's just a testament to
yeah,
Nolan and that people want to just
yeah,
will accept 3 lines to work in a movie of this scope and scale. Because when again will you
hmm
do this in your career? You might just be
yeah.
on a blue screen when you go
Has
back, you
she
know?
done stuff with Nolan? Maybe she'll be back for something bigger.
No,
That'd be cool.
I don't think so. Yeah, it'd be fun. It'd be really interesting to see more of
Who
these
from this comes
more of these people
back?
continue.
Who
Yeah.
who shows up in the helicopter movie?
Yeah, that was one of my like takeaway questions is like, where do you go from here if you're Christopher Nolan? Like it feels
No
like
idea.
you just told like the foundational text of Western civilization and adapted it to film, and no one else has done that. And can you go to just making a, to your
The
point,
epic
what people thought this
Gilgamesh.
was like, can you make a helicopter cop movie? I don't know.
What? I don't even know what that
That's
is.
what everyone thought this was going to be. It was going to be a remake of a movie from the 80s where it's like helicopter cops, which I saw and is bad. So
Hmm.
it's maybe ready to be remade. But that's what, for some reason, people thought was going to be this
That
movie.
had to have been an ex like just trying to expose a leak or something.
Probably. But I don't
I
know
would
what you
also
do from here.
like if Nolan or if other directors in general wanted to be like, oh, let's do like some more Greek stories of like ancient gods and I think there's totally an audience for that. Like it's very superhero adjacent of in like a more, classic sense. Like a
Sure.
Hercules movie or an Achilles movie or I don't know. I'd watch some stuff like that. I don't know if he necessarily wants to dive back into that, but
It's funny, like, will this like breed like poor, you know, copycats, carbon copies of
mhm.
like, we're going to try to make our sword and sandal movie now, but we're going to do it in a lot in Burbank and it's not going to,
Exodus
Not
Gods
gonna
and
hit the same.
Kings.
Exodus
Yeah,
Gods and
like
Kings.
I guess he's done so many. He's done the sci-fi with Interstellar. He's done the period piece with Prestige. Like he's done, or Oppenheimer with his like biopic stuff.
Mhm.
Like, where is his next genre? Maybe like a Western or like a horror. Like I don't think he'd do those necessarily, but
Who knows? I mean, for a long time, he was like, yeah, I would love to do a James Bond movie, but that's in Denis Villeneuve's hands now too. So like,
sure. I'd love a spy thriller from him. I think that'd be cool.
you got to
That'd be
watch Tenet,
interesting.
bro.
True. I haven't seen Tenet.
Not really spies, but espionage. But
Sure.
yeah, I don't know where you go from here, but I know that like he has the blankest check in Hollywood, so he can go make whatever he wants. I mean, this movie box office is doing exceptionally well. I think it's tracking better than Oppenheimer, which was a biopic that made $1 billion. I don't see how this will not do that.
Hmm.
Um, and then out of the movies you guys have seen this year so far, like Oscars, like what do you think? Is this the
I I
best
mean,
picture front runner, or what are we looking at?
yeah. I mean, to this point, yeah, no doubt. And if nothing else, like I don't know how you don't just go ahead and give it the Oscar on every technical level.
It'll
Like,
be an
His
interesting race
Dune,
between
baby.
Dune, yeah, Dune and Odyssey. Will be like
yeah,
fighting
the
tooth and nail.
Dune's gonna get fucked, and I'm gonna be pissed.
Tough.
But
I don't know.
Who knows?
I
I
mean,
mean, score.
Dune
I mean,
2
like
was so peak. I will say this, I feel like the score was less memorable than I wanted it to be. I was re-listening to it today to kind of like get back into it to be like maybe I was too harsh. It's definitely like great, like, but it's not like I feel like usually with uh Goranson, I feel like usually his stuff is more re-listenable to and like kind of stands more on its own as like a score also.
I need to go
Um
see it again so I can,
yeah.
start
I
paying
love
more
I
attention to those
love
parts.
the moment where like the strumming the bow becomes part of the score like with that like I thought that was
They play the harp.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool, but otherwise I wasn't super into the score.
Okay.
Totally serviceable and like but like not like some of his
I
previous
haven't listened
stuff.
to it in a vacuum, so I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, neither have I.
But
But
within the moment, I kept noticing how great I thought it was, just how it meshed in with the visuals.
Hmm.
Um,
yeah, I
but
remember it be and it also like they do a good job of like here's where we don't play music too. Like
yeah,
even when
It
like
is I looked at the soundtrack link that is like 2 hours out of the 3 hour runtime is the score.
pretty good.
But that's like yeah, like I feel like you like it does do a good job of choosing when to be silent and when to not incorporate that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, we'll see. What do you think acting like? Is there who here like I think Damon probably gets nominated.
That would
Hmm.
be cool.
I think Hathaway support I would it would be interesting to see like because it's an ensemble and it's always hard, but like
The ensemble, maybe.
true, SAG
Mhm.
feels because what Oppenheimer had three nominations, two wins, right? So I don't know if there'll be a supporting if you had to pick a supporting actor, who would it be to be the nom?
Ooh, I mean, honestly, I think there's a few fun ones for the men. Like, I think Hamesh would be really interesting, but also Leguizamo would be really fun for me. But I could
Yeah.
see an argument for Robert Pattinson. Not so
Mhm.
much Tom Holland. Maybe
Yeah.
Elliot Page. But
I think it's just very clear, like when you mention it, it's like he is getting outacted by everybody a
yeah,
little bit, which is fine. But I'm
I think
happy
he did
to see
better
him.
than John Bernthal.
I, I,
He outacts John Bernthal, in my opinion. And I like
yeah,
him, but
I like
he
him.
he took me out
He,
more than anybody
he
in the
just kind
film.
of does that.
He's very
Rough.
one note.
He's very one note. He's kind of
Yeah,
rough, which is fine for what his role is. I think it works. Like just an exasperated guy retelling the tales of
sure.
Conquest Pass. I think it works, but yeah, the two of them together. I wonder, did they do this before Spider-Man? I assume, right?
Well,
Like
I thought he did. Someone told me that he was like kind of going back and forth during filming of these movies. I thought it was kind of like
that's
similar
possible.
times,
Yeah,
which is kind of funny to think about. Tom Holland and Bernthal and Zendaya like kind of jumping back and forth on the sets.
getting
But
on the same Southwest Airlines flight to yeah. Yeah, I
Mia
mean,
Goth was really underutilized. I was shocked to see her in
oh yeah,
this.
true. I even completely almost forgot about her because then you also
Yeah.
don't even really get to tie that bow of what her ends up happening to her character either. You don't really see her fate. She
Mhm.
gets get locked in the room there. Um, but yeah, I don't think there's any other. Yeah, Bernthal I forgot about, so that's on me. But um, yeah, it'd be fun to see those guys. Yeah, for right now, of the things I've seen, I mean, this is my favorite of the year so far, and we'll see. I mean, uh, Jeff, I think it's obvious if I ask you, like, you think you'll like Dune or this more?
Dune.
Dune. Okay.
Yeah.
It'd
Yeah, I
be
just think like this movie for me, although as always hearing you guys talk about it and Jackson always does such a good job of picking up on some of the thematic beats that I didn't absorb the first time.
Mhm.
Up like I don't know, I just it didn't punch me like on the like deeper levels. Everything at the surface that you're experiencing, like in the senses, is
the
unbelievable. But
awe.
like it just like when it was all punching together at the end, like I just wasn't caring as much as I would like to care for to give a movie 5 stars, where
Mhm.
just like
Fair.
everything hums together and you're crying and you're thrilled and like you know what I mean?
You're doing it all. Yeah.
Um, this wasn't clicking at that level for me, and I know from previous experiences that the other two Dunes do
They
that
do
for
that
me.
for you.
So I'm assuming that this will as well.
Yeah, I mean, it comes as no surprise if to anyone listening that has listened over the past 6 years that I am just at the bottom of Nolan's bag. Like I'm so deep in it. Like
Mhm.
it's hard to like lose that goodwill for me. So, and everything that Nolan does so well, and that his faults are, like I still just love the choices he makes, and that's just like what I like about it. So that's why I'm just so in the bag for movies like this and Oppenheimer and all the recent stuff that he's doing, which is who he's like transcended to a new level. He's like the king of Hollywood now. I mean, he's president of the DGA, but I don't know. This guy can do no wrong. There was a Variety article that they put out and like the most powerful directors in Hollywood, and he's number one, whatever that's worth. Um, I'm not
He's
a
anti-AI, so that's great. Like that's all I need for the time being.
if more people could just shoot things practically on location. I
Hmm.
think it goes to show that people will show up. Even Project Hail Mary that we sang the praises for earlier this year, they did a lot of that practically, right?
Hmm.
And people will show up for good stories. So,
Yeah.
and this was good. Final thoughts, Jax, from you?
I loved it. I want to see it again, but I'll
Same.
I don't know if it'll hit the same without the theater immersion, but I'm sure it will. I was actually going to ask you, Carter, if you could only watch, or you could never watch Nolan or never watch Spielberg again, which would you pick to not watch again?
I mean, there's just more volume with Spielberg.
Yeah. But some of your
Uh,
favorites are Nolan
I
stuff. So I
mean,
was
like
curious what you would do.
4 or 5 of my favorite movies ever are Christopher Nolan movies. But Spielberg, he's just got some. I guess I would say I would rather watch Spielberg, but that is like a real Sophie's choice. And now that we've done the Meryl Streep Hall of Fame, we know the reference points.
That's yeah.
So, and I mean that sincerely.
It is
Uh,
that level.
it is that level for me. But like, obviously my favorite movie is a Christopher Nolan movie, but you know, it's like potato for me. I
Mhm.
would hope I would never have to make that decision. Is it easy for you? Would you cut one or the other pretty easily?
Yeah, I'd probably cut Nolan, I guess, but I love them
We-
both.
We've got more time with him. Like
True.
as
Yeah,
we
for all I know, I might change my mind down
who
the road.
knows? I mean, we say like Spielberg's our guy, but he is for many generations. Nolan could be. You talked about it at the top that Nolan could be ours. Him and Denis, I think, are ours. So yeah, Jeff, would you
Yeah.
cut Nolan easily, or is it Spielberg?
I don't think easily. No. Like,
You take the meeting.
I don't know. I don't know who I would pick on that because like I think yeah, I guess you would have to go Spielberg just because he's like arguably the GOAT, but like I know we'll talk about it in a moment, but our
Mhm.
like kind of ranking our favorites, it's like there just really isn't a least favorite. And I think that I've definitely seen some bad Spielberg.
That's true.
Fair.
There are some stinkers,
What about
Spielberg.
Denis or Nolan? Is that
Oh,
harder for you?
No, I would take I mean, who would I rather see their next project? Denis. Aside, like whatever is after Dune versus whatever is after Odyssey, I'd rather see whatever Denis is cooking. But
That's
like
fair.
he's got a few things
Nolan
cooking.
just has a larger filmography,
Mhm.
so I would take his
Yeah,
filmography
but I
over.
do like Denise. I like some of Denise stuff too. But yeah, I mean, he's involved. He's making a James Bond movie. He's been tied to a Cleopatra movie starring Gal Gadot for a long time. Who knows if that's
Oh
still happening?
That'll
God,
never
that
happen.
can't that at least not with Gal. Like that's not gonna happen.
That'll never happen. But he had
Um,
another one that he wanted to make.
like a
I hate
nuclear
that turned this
war
into a
movie, right?
faux Denis movie, but no, it's a sci-fi. It's based off of a novel.
Oh yeah, I know exactly
I'm
what you're
banking
talking
on it
about.
now. It was like basically greenlit, and he was gonna do it next, and then the reception to Dune 2 was so terrific, which is honestly part of what makes me so nervous for Dune 2 or 3 is like he kind of wanted to do another project and get some space from it, and then he kind of got shoehorned into, well, I guess I got to capitalize on this. And then the
Yeah,
runtime is a little bit shorter for how big the storyline is. So it's like, is this just kind of the last breath from an exhausted director on a story? Makes me a little nervous, but
he's
yeah,
officially
it starts
attached
with
to
A.
Rendezvous with Rama. That's what it is.
That's what it is. Yep.
Yeah,
hmm
which is a nuclear war film in development. So it's
Interesting.
nuclear war sci-fi. So
But
interesting.
now he's tied to James Bond, so I'd imagine that's what he does next. Although
Yeah,
maybe that percolates long enough that he has time to do another one in
who
between. But
knows? Those take a long time, that's for sure. They don't even have a Bond yet. So,
mhm.
um, cool. With that, let's go to what's in the box and do some reviews first, and then we're gonna do some Nolan rankings. Jeff, do you have any Odyssey reviews?
I got one. I
Yep,
got this 4.5 from Soul Reaper, I think.
nice.
And it says, I watched this in 1.43 aspect ratio on my Apple Watch, just as Nolan intended.
Hell yeah, love it.
Amazing.
Jax,
Yeah, I have a 4 star from Sita. This happened to my close personal friend Percy Jackson once.
nice.
Love it.
And I've seen both now. I know the
Hmm.
reference. Mine has no stars, no heart, but this is from Dark Lab Media. You ought to see these nuts. Thought that was
Oh
good.
hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm surprised Davey didn't write that.
This is his burner.
Davey made a reference to Animorphs in his review that I thought was pretty good. That this was like
Animorphs.
Nolan's Animorphs with the Cersei stuff.
Okay.
Oh, I'll say this too. Not to get but what about superhero movies? I think this just proves that people want a really cool Wonder Woman thing. Like they want like the Cersei is like the Lex Luthor of Wonder Woman. Like the big like Greek gods and all the scoping things I think people
I
want.
also think it proves, even to that point, like people still yearn for quote superhero movies because
Hmm.
like Odysseus is kind of a superhero, right?
Yeah.
But like just frame it differently. Like quit giving us the same shit. Like
Yeah.
this is amazing stuff. So like people still yearn for the hero's journey. Like it's not something we're lacking. It's the lunchbox you serve it to me in. Um okay, rankings. There are 13 technically, but I've only seen 12.
Yeah, what's the 13th one? You said that earlier, and I was like, which one?
It's just like very first one. It's called Following. It's a really
Okay.
smaller indie film before Memento, but I haven't
Okay.
seen
Mhm.
it. But yeah, Jax, what are your rankings? Have you seen all 12? You haven't seen Tenet. Is that the only one?
I've seen 9 of them.
Nine. Okay.
Uh, so I haven't seen Insomnia and Tenet and a few others I'm forgetting. But at
Okay.
number 9, I have The Dark Knight Rises. At number 8, Batman Begins, which has fallen a lot in my overall
Hmm.
rankings.
Okay.
Number 7, I have Inception. Number 6, Memento. Number 5, The Dark Knight. Number 4, The Odyssey. Number 3, Oppenheimer. Number 2, The Prestige. And number 1, Interstellar.
Okay. So is Dunkirk the other one you haven't seen?
Dunkirk, I haven't seen, yeah.
Got it.
Hmm.
Cool. Jeff, have you seen 12, 11?
I've seen 10. I have
10?
not seen Tenet or Dunkirk.
Got it.
Um,
Man, Dunkirk,
I
guys.
know, which was are easy ones to see. I just realized I just saw Following is on Criterion, so maybe I'll give that a watch too.
Ooh, I should fire that up.
Hell yeah.
Finish my collection.
But I have very similar bottom to Jackson. Except I go number 10, I have Batman Begins. Number 9, I have Dark Knight Rises. 8, I have Inception. 7, Memento. 6, I have Insomnia.
Nice.
I've,
That's
I've
right up your
flipped
alley.
I've flipped this back and forth but I just can't deny the visual spectacle of number 5, which is Odyssey.
Hmm.
Number 4, I have The Prestige. Number 3, Interstellar. Number 2, Dark Knight. And my favorite one is Oppenheimer, I think.
Fair. Yeah.
Hell yeah. I've seen 12. My number 12 is Insomnia. And again, these are all great
They're all
movies.
great.
These are
Yeah.
awesome. 12, I have Insomnia. 11, I have The Dark Knight Rises. 10, I have Tenet. 9, I have Interstellar. 8, Memento. 7, Batman Begins. 6, Dunkirk. 5, The Prestige. I've got Odyssey at 4 right now. And I've been thinking about Oppenheimer and Inception lately. I might flip these, but I have Oppenheimer at 3, Inception at 2, and
Wow.
Dark Knight at 1. No one's surprised, but sorry. But I would like to reevaluate those. I still think Inception's pretty great, and we rewatched it lately, and again, for all its faults, I
Hmm.
enjoy the spectacle of
I'm
it.
just
But
not as hot on Inception as most people, I
that's fair.
think. Yeah.
That's totally fair.
Still good.
I need to
Still pretty good.
rewatch Interstellar. I have a weird
I
relationship with
love it.
it where I haven't seen
It's
it.
great.
I saw it in theaters and I saw it like 6 months after it came out, and that's the last time I did. And so now it's like I'm kind of going off of nostalgia, but also like combating the way it's
As a
become.
father too, I feel like you'll love it. Like I feel
Maybe
like it'll totally
Contextualize.
reshape your
I haven't watched
it's
it
your
since
just
we did it on Top 100, which was probably 2 years ago, but I haven't rewatched it since. But
it's
uh,
like it's become
works.
this like film bro Lawrence of Arabia. So it's like I almost don't like there's a part of me that roots against it because like people like it's of like the freshman in college male film student, it's like the
I get
greatest
it.
of all time. I'm like, maybe it's not as good as that, but maybe it is. So I just need to rewatch it.
yeah, it's pretty good.
But
Pretty damn good.
Good stuff. All right, let's move on to You Feeling Lucky.
You gotta ask yourself a question. Do I feel lucky? Well, do you, punk?
And we are on a new season after Jeff won the last season of games. So I don't know what the total record is of our games. Maybe it's, I don't know. I've won
I'll tell you
one.
what it is now. It's 0-0-0 because
Hell
we're
yeah, that's
starting a
all that
new
matters.
season.
We all got
Um,
relegated.
yeah. Here, let me get my scoreboard ready
And
real
this is
quick.
Jackson's game this week that he has prepared.
Yeah,
And
boys. All right, yeah, these are kind of I played a lot of Trivial Pursuit this week, so this is kind of in honor of all the Trivial Pursuit I played. There's a category where you pick amongst a few options and then they're ranked. And the ranking of those choices end up being a few points. So basically, for this, there are going to be four answer choices, and you guys will each pick two, but you'll alternate. So it'll go like Carter, Jeff, Carter, Jeff. And then whoever's last will get to pick first for like the next question, basically. Seven
Fine.
questions. And then like the whichever one's the worst one will be worth 0 points. The next one, the next one two, the next one three. So
Okay.
you could get the first one and the third one and get like four. Maybe someone slips up, maybe you can get, 5 points or whatever. But yeah, I
Okay.
figured we'd start with Carter just because Jeff won the series last time. It feels kind of fair going into that.
Yeah.
And this first question is really cheese. I'm kind of proud of it. Question number one: which combo of actors from the Odyssey has the most Fortnite skins? And your options are Charlize Theron and Travis Scott, Matt Damon and Elliot Page, Robert Pattinson and Anne Hathaway, or Tom Holland and Zendaya.
Pattinson, Hathaway, and then Holland, Zendaya.
Yes. And Carter, since you came in second
Mhm.
in our overall league last or overall season last time, you can pick first.
Um, Man, we were talking about Matt Damon's skins the other day.
I know.
Did that help me in any way? I'll go with, I don't know. I don't feel good about it, but I will go with Pattinson and Hathaway. But I
Okay.
don't love that.
All right, Jeff, your pick.
I'll go Holland and Zendaya.
Okay. And then Carter, your last pick.
Um, Charlize and Travis.
Charlize and Travis. All right. And then Jeff, that leaves you with what does that leave you with? Damon
Damon
and
and
Elliot
Paige.
Page. All right. So the rankings at zero Fortnite skins, we have Robert Pattinson and Anne Hathaway. So that's
Great,
0 points there.
great.
Uh, with a combined total of one Fortnite skin is Matt Damon and Elliot Page. So that's one for Jeff there, right? Yes.
Yes.
Um, right. Wait, did you grab Matt Damon or did you grab
I
Yeah, that was
yeah,
his
okay.
fourth.
that was
Yeah.
my
Okay.
yeah.
Charlize Theron and Travis Scott has two combined. They each have the bride and then just Travis Scott.
The
So that's two
Bride.
for Carter. Yeah. Or
Who's-
the, you know what I mean? Kill Bill or whatever.
Well,
The
that's
Kill
not
Bill.
Charlize Theron.
Oh wait, that's Uma. You're right.
Great, I got
Mm,
1 point then.
shit.
That's all right.
Yeah.
Travis.
I'm
So
gonna give it
there's a
1 point.
Travis Scott skin though.
There is
Yeah,
a Travis
then
Scott skin. That was my
Huge.
bad.
That's all right.
They
I'll take
look
a
so much
point.
alike.
They do. All
And
women look
then
alike.
and and then Tom Holland and Zendaya have a combined four Fortnite skins.
Dang. Are they all
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
Spider?
Uncharted
some ex-
and Spider-Man and then Mary Jane and Dune.
Uncharted.
Yeah, that's crazy to me.
Tough.
Sweet. So that puts Carter with 1 point
Woo.
instead of two, and Jeff with four. So Carter can lead our second question. Which actor has the worst average rating on Letterboxd? Bonus points if you can guess the actor's worst film. So your options are Elliot Page, John Leguizamo, Matt Damon, and Robert Pattinson.
Ooh. I will go with I'll go with John Leguizamo.
Okay.
And I'll guess Spawn.
Okay.
we're trying to get the worst.
Yes.
That's tough.
I mean, I guess I'll go Pattinson,
Okay.
and I'll go whatever the final Twilight is. New Dawn Part 2.
Okay. Carter, that leaves you Elliot Page and Matt Damon.
I'll Man, and now it's a volume game.
Yeah.
So I'll reluctantly pick Damon because Paige has been in
Okay.
a lot of pretty good stuff. And I'll say Elysium because
Okay.
it's the worst Matt
Jeff,
Damon.
that leaves you Elliot Page. Do you want to take a guess on what that movie would be?
Juno.
No, you fool.
I
That's
know.
too
I
good.
can only think of a couple.
Nice try.
At 0 points, we have Matt Damon with a
Yeah.
2.3 for The Great Wall, which is
Oh,
so seeing double coded.
fair.
Then Elliot Page with a 2.2 Flatliners remake in like 2017 or
Oh,
something.
didn't know she they
Haven't
were in
haven't
that.
heard of. Pattinson with a 2.1 for a movie called The Haunted Airman.
Okay.
Sure.
And I looked into it. Uh, oh wait, was it this one? No, there might be another thing about him. Oh no, I looked. I was like, what is this movie? And he's a guy named Toby Jug in the movie. I thought that was
Hilarious.
silly. And then Leguizamo has worth 3 points, a 1.6 for a movie called Tin Soldier, which came out last year.
Oh,
And it has Jamie Foxx, Scott Eastwood, and Robert De Niro. And it was made by the director who did Lincoln Lawyer. And apparently it's terrible.
oh
So
my
I
God.
thought that was crazy. Never even
Nice.
heard of it.
His average rating is 1.6 on Letterboxd.
No, that's his like worst
His
movie
worst
Oh,
average
one.
rating.
Whew.
Yeah.
wow.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Um,
VOD, man.
all right. Jeff is in the lead still, so Carter will make the first picks for question number 3. Which event happens earliest in the story of the Odyssey? The options are Athena convinces Olympus to help Odysseus, Circe makes pigs, escaping Polyphemus, and fighting cannibals.
What was the first one? Athena.
Athena convinces Olympus to help Odysseus.
Um, um, Cannibals.
Fighting cannibals?
Yeah.
Okay.
Circe.
Okay.
Polyphemus.
Polyphemus.
Athena.
All right. Jeff fell to second there because Athena convincing Olympus is during the Calypso stuff. So that's worth 0 points. It's towards the end. Circe makes pigs is the third thing to happen in this of these options. So that's 1 point. And then fighting cannibals is second, and escaping Polyphemus, which is the Cyclops, is one of the first big things that happens.
And the giants are the cannibals, right?
Those are the cannibals, yeah, that they don't really talk about in the movie, but they are
Yeah.
these
That
like
little girl
more
screams
feral
and
cannibals or something. But like
yeah.
they made them the really cool big soldiers. All right,
Hell yeah.
question number 4, and this time Jeff can pick first. Which Nolan film has the average highest rating on Letterboxd? Your options are Dunkirk, Insomnia, Memento, and Tenet. And you're looking for the highest.
It's Dunkirk, Insomnia, Memento, and what?
Tenet.
I'll go Memento.
Okay.
I'll go Dunkirk.
All right.
And I'll go Tenet.
And I'll go
Okay.
Insomnia.
Very close. Memento is the highest rated 4.2, so that would have been 3 points for Jeff. Dunkirk a 3.8 for 2 points, and then Insomnia 3.6 for 1, just barely edging out Tenet, which has a 3.5.
Yeah.
Okay. There's like some
That
recent
puts
bias for sure.
yeah. Jeff is still behind by 1, so I'll let him go first here. Which actor has been in the highest grossing movie out of their filmographies? Bonus point if you can name the movie. The options are Anne Hathaway, Charlize Theron, Elliot Page, and Robert Pattinson.
Say, what's the question again?
Which actor has been in the highest grossing movie out of their filmographies?
I'll go Anne Hathaway for Dark Knight Rises.
Okay.
Um, I'll go Elliot Page for Inception.
Okay.
And then I'll go Robert. Mm, yeah, I'll go Robert Pattinson for Twilight, New Moon.
New Moon.
Okay.
Charlize. I will
And
go
then
Charlize for Fast and the Furious. Which one? F eight. Fate of the Furious. Is that the one she's in?
okay.
I'll do that. She's in one of them.
Carter with a big play there. Charlize Theron is in the highest grossing for The Fate of the Furious, so you did guess that right as well. So
Damn.
it's a 4-point play for Carter.
Crazy.
Then Anne Hathaway for The Dark Knight Rises, so that's 3 points there for
Nice.
Jeff. Robert Pattinson was not in or not highest grossing with Twilight, but actually The Goblet of Fire. Not the other
Sneaky.
two crossed a billion, but this one at 897. So that's 2 points there, or just 1 point there. And then Elliot Page for Inception, which would have been 0 points for 839 million, but you get the bonus point for guessing the movie.
Let's go.
All right, 2 more questions left, boys. Jeff, you can go first on this one. Which actor has the most voice roles in movies?
Ooh.
So specifically doing a voice performance, you have the choices of Tom Holland, Robert Pattinson, Matt Damon, and John Leguizamo.
Hmm.
And wait, did I say this is Jeff's pick? Because it is.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Jeff
Okay.
first.
It was Matt Damon and John Leguizamo. The last two.
Yep.
All right, I'll go John Leguizamo
Okay.
first.
Damn it. I'll go Matt Damon,
Tom Holland.
Robert
Okay.
Pattinson.
Okay.
Damn, you got Spies in Disguise out from under me with Tom Holland.
Yeah, so we have John Leguizamo is in like 9+, like all the Ice Ages, Encanto, 2 Doctor Doolittles, like the Eddie Murphy ones, mostly like on credit. He's like a rat in one and something else. Then a movie called Titan AE, which apparently Matt Damon is also in. Matt Damon's in second with 5. He has Spirit, If, Happy Feet 2, Ponyo, the American dub, and then Titan A&E. Tom Holland has 3 with The Doolittle. I think he's an animal in that.
Yeah.
Spies in Disguise and Onward. And then Rob Pat just won with The Boy and the Heron.
And it's one very good one, though.
One very good one. And we think of him as a voice guy, I think, because he does a voice for like all of his movies.
He does. He does silly voices. It's great. I can't wait for prime time.
Yeah, wait for him to be Yoda.
Yes.
And then final question. We're really close. Jeff down 1 point, so Jeff can take the priority here. Who has appeared in the most superhero movies? Your options are Charlize Theron, John Leguizamo, Robert Pattinson, and Tom Holland.
I'm obviously going to go Tom Holland.
Okay.
I will go Charlize Theron.
Okay.
Mhm.
And now I can feel content.
You guys are currently tied right now, so it all comes down to this pick.
Comes down to Jeff's pick.
Jeff has total control.
Oh, God.
I can think of one for both of them. I'm going to roll the dice and go John Leguizamo.
Jeff has done it. With that just edges him. At first, we have Holland, of course, for all the Spider-Mans. For Charlize Theron, she has 3, so that's 2 points. That's for Doctor Strange 2, Hancock, and Astro Boy. Some different variations there. And then John Leguizamo was in Kick-Ass and Spawn, and then Rob Pattinson, just the Batman. So, congrats to Jeff for winning.
Damn, he's already out to a
How
lead.
strong, baby.
Hell yeah. And that's our show, boys. Carter, where can they follow us?
You can follow us on Instagram at roughcut_pod. You can follow us on Letterboxd at RCR You can, of course, find us anywhere you get your podcasts, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you may get those. Shout out Film Yap. Love you. Thanks for supporting. And yeah, that's it. Next week, we're still kind of in our Matt Damon bag. We're doing a scene double next week of one we've been talking about for a long time. We Bought a Zoo paired with downsizing. So
Let's go.
you're watching.
Tune in for that.
Let's go.
Let's
That'll be great.
go.
See you then.
In case I don't see ya. Good afternoon, good evening, and good night.